I'm really excited to make this video because I finally got hands on the new Shimano Ultegra 12-speed road group set. The new Shimano group sets are electronic only, they are semi-wireless, they are however not disc only. There seems to be a rim brake version available, however I have not seen one yet up until this point because everyone seems to be going disc. There you go, there you can see it. Finally we got it in-house on this Simplon Chiaro, which is really a cool bike. Let me start with the front derailleur. As you can see, it is much sleeker, slimmer than the previous generation 11-speed Ultegra, which was still this kind of beefy, chunky front derailleur. And this one has been slimmed down quite significantly. Also on the plate you can see that the logo, the Ultegra font, is actually quite bigger. So I guess branding is really important now. It is said to be 54% faster, I believe I heard. And I tested it out and I can say from the first shift on you really feel that it is faster than the previous generation. It just goes up so fast and it goes down even faster. Moving on to the crank set, we have much more symmetrical look to it now because the crank arm was moved down quite in the center. It still has this mix of glossy and matte finish to it in this gray finish. The durails always comes around a bit more elegant because it has this glossy finish. Probably you can argue that glossy is more elegant than matte, but I don't know what you think about it. Of course, now the rear derailleur is pretty interesting because you can see so much of the new group set. Also, this one has been pretty much redesigned. It now comes only in one size, which means that the cage is one size and that fits all the cassettes up to a 34. So no middle or long cage anymore, which is pretty cool, I think, because just one is simpler for everyone, I believe. And it now contains all of the brain, let's say, because there's no more junction box to be found. It all is in the rear derailleur. You also charge the group set from the rear derailleur, you can see it here, by this connecting cable to USB and then to a computer or normal charging port. You can see front and rear derailleur still wired, so it's not a fully wireless group set. However, in the front, moving on to the cockpit, the whole group set is semi-wireless, which makes for a pretty clean front end. Of course, you still have those two brake cables running underneath the stem and inside the frame, but from a shifting point of view, it is a fully wireless cockpit, which is pretty cool. Which brings us to the levers, which of course are the most important parts of a group set, right? Because they are the only contact point. You can see the new levers have seen a pretty radical redesign. Pivot point of the levers seems to be hidden quite underneath the cover of the reservoir, which makes for a pretty like a new and unique look. And in general they have gotten bigger. You can see the top of the reservoir has gotten higher a little bit, also just larger in general, which is great because I believe there have been some complaints that the previous generation was too small for all the people with bigger hands. If you look at the shifter buttons, also they have seemed to be gotten even bigger than the previous generation, which is great because then the intuitive shifting is just going to be even better, I believe. I'm however not sure if the tactile feedback has been enhanced also, but they feel really nice in the hands, really comfortable of course, and you can run this cockpit wired if you want to increase battery life. Moving on to the brake calipers, also they have seen some changes. The most striking change of course would be the 10% increase in pad clearance, which should reduce rubbing disc rotors. Also they have repositioned the bleeding port, which should make bleeding even more convenient according to Shimano. As for the chain, we have like a normal 12-speed chain with quick link, which is cool. The links, they seem to be larger, just as we have seen in mountain bike 12-speed chains, which will probably enhance lateral stability. So all in all, a pretty cool group set. We have this rear wired package and then the wireless cockpit in front, which makes it kind of independent. Also, which is pretty cool, is that the junction box is gone and is now in the rear derailleur, which makes the whole charging and connecting process a little bit easier and cleaner and just overall simpler. So let me know in the comment section below what you think about this group set and if you have any more questions. And if not, thank you for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one.